Hello, everyone, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else. Welcome back to the Mindcrack Fanserver Feed the Beast server. Yay! Where we last left our gallant hero. He was being foiled by the bugs of the portal gun mod. But fortunately, I ended up getting a portal gun after all. Good old Dark Fan, we made a deal to since I had the mats, just exchange the raw mats for a portal gun that he was able to spawn into the world. So fortunately, that is covered. I have a portal gun. Everything is all right and good with the world. And now we are on the Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack, which means new stuff. One of the things I'm really happy about is this advanced electric jetpack. It's really cool. I can toggle it on and off. It shows me the energy level and whether I'm in, just normal mode or not. So it's really cool. And I think it actually holds a lot more power. But the other nice perk in that is that if I'm using electronic tools like my drill, it'll actually use its power to keep it fully charged. So that's really cool. And speaking of drill, you might notice that I now have advanced diamond drills and advanced chainsaws. And the reason I got the chainsaw is because I heard that it substitutes for a sword. Yeah, so apparently I can kill things with the chainsaw. Who would have thought? But speaking of new things, well, here's one thing I want to show you. This is one of the things that came from the Ultimate Pack. It's Charge Pack. Check this out. Watch my energy level in the top left. I step on it. Bam! 100%. This nice little Laptronic charge pad stores all of this wonderful, delicious stuff. And it will charge not just my jetpack, but all of my armor and anything, I think anything in my hotbar. Maybe I don't know if I have to be holding it or not, but it'll charge it. It'll charge it all nice and up. And it wasn't that expensive to make. Oh, another new thing that I know that you guys are going to like this because it finally happened. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, lagging. Wait for it. Look at this. I have coffee. Woo! So now that I have coffee, I'm thinking of starting up like a little, almost like a Starbucks kiosk in the Nether Hub. Maybe I'll call it like Horror Bucks or something. Name is tentative, but but another nice thing is and one of the main reasons for the delay of this video is because I had been out exploring for a new place to set up my base. Or my next base of operations, and I kid you not, I probably went out like probably 14,000 blocks in, I think, that direction, and about 8,000 of those 14,000 blocks was over an ocean, and I was still over an ocean when I said finally, F this isn't working, I'm gonna have to stop going straight in one direction and turn in another. So that's what I did, and I want to show you guys the area I have set up. So let's go over here, give it a second to load, and as you can see, I'm getting invaded by zombie pigmen. Yeah. Nah. I flattened out this area right here. But here, let me give you a good look. I've got water here with a swampland biome there. I've got a desert out that way, and then this is one of those big forest tree. But what are these called? Oh, not swampland. Come on, what are you called? What are you called? Temperate rainforest. So there you go. I wanted an area next to swampland because, from what I understand, it helps. It's the ideal biome for growing crops. It is the most fertile land, so you get little fertility bonuses for that. So, and that being that I have all these crops, that was one of the things I was looking for, because I need to set up some sort of automatic harvesting system, because I got all these crops and they're just sitting here, looking pretty. And that's no good. So one thing I was looking into was how exactly I can do these automatically. And I know that there's these things called a crop harvester, which is supposed to automatically harvest crops. And as you'll see, it's not the cheapest thing to build. I mean, okay, granted, it's not that expensive, but here's the issue. And I've been doing a lot of research on it to try to figure out how exactly it works, because there's actually not a whole lot of documentation on it, like solid documentation. And I guess it only breaks one. It only breaks the plant directly in front of it. That can be a problem. So I mean, I guess what it works, it's just basically like if I went up and right-clicked that right now, that'll drop its items all over the place, and I guess the thing attempts to suck them up, as many as landed, closest to it, and then it will feed it into a chest or something. But again, it only does the one directly in front of it. This could be a problem because I have a lot of crops, and let's not forget I have the flowers over here too that I want to harvest, and that's a lot of crop harvesters. So let's go over to a test world, because I came up with a bit of an idea, a solution to this problem that I really want to show you guys. So let's head over there. Alright, welcome back. I've got a new test world here. It's a swampland biome. I figure I might as well simulate fertility. So before I show you my idea, let's go over real quick how this works. I'm going to throw one of these down, Ultimate Hybrid, just for testing sake. And this outputs high voltage, so we're going to have to convert this to low voltage. Otherwise, as I have discovered, this my harvester will explode. It will not take anything less than high voltage. So let me. Whoa! What the hell is this? That is cool looking. Okay, focus. Let me grab a wrench real quick. Which one's the industrial craft one? Crap. I think it's this one. Let's find out. Yep. Okay. So we got high voltage going in there. We're going to convert it down to medium and then to low. So there and there. And let's also give my... Okay, good. I have a water bucket. So how this works, basically, you stick down your harvester. Let's make some water here. Water, hoe, crop, and sugarcane. And now this is all set up. When this is ready to be harvested, and only then will this suck up 32 power, 32 EU, and it will harvest it. And you see this little red butthole here? It'll if there is something connected to it, it'll poop it into it. So if I stick here, let me grab some chest. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. So if I stick a chest here, then when it it harvests this, which will be the same as a right click, and the crop will spread everywhere. And then through these little fan things, it'll suck it up and then attempt to put it in this chest here. Now, if there's nothing here to deposit it into, or if whatever's attached is an invalid output, then it'll just hold items in here. And while it's holding items in here, you can have it set, like, see, emit redstone if the slot contains something. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there we go. That this just simply does it for emitting energy instead of redstone pulse, and then this just lets you simply invert the pulse. So, and I guess that's just a visual bug or something. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, maybe that lights up whenever it's emitting redstone. So, one of the major problems, and anybody trying to connect it to a piping system will discover this sooner or later, but if you simply stick pneumatic tubes like that, and then one of these, it will not just simply eject into the tubes. In fact, I'm actually pretty sure, because I think I tested this, that even if I stick a relay onto here, it might not do it either. I'm really not sure. I don't think I ever tried this. Well, yeah, actually, I'm sure I probably tried this, but just in case, I'm gonna let this run for a couple seconds and see what happens, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know why I was trying to put a relay there. I just had a moment. So I stuck a filter on it. Well, the relay didn't work. Let me just point that out. So I stuck a filter on it, and of course, filter needs a redstone signal of some sort. And yeah, that didn't work right away. When I set it to emit a redstone signal, it sucked up the item. It held it for a moment long. Well, it held it, which caused it to emit a redstone signal, which turned on the filter to stick it in the chest. The problem with that was that even after getting the item sucked out of its butt, it still emitted redstone. I mean, I don't know if it was just in pain or something, but or if that was a bug or some sort. I'm really not sure. But if I have to emit a redstone signal anyway, then, well, this is one way you can do it. You can use a filter. I thought of another way, which, you know, depending on your setup, may be easier. So let me go ahead and just come up with a quick prototype of my idea, and of how we can auto-harvest mass amounts of crops. And we'll be right back. Alright, guys. Sorry, I had to try that just once. But we are back, and this funky doodaddle is what I came up with. This basically, well, let me give you a quick demonstration. Let's see how this is set. So, in place of a filter, I used a wooden pipe with one of those gates set to pulse with a redstone signal on, which will feed it into a relay, which will thus then feed it into the appropriate piping system. Because, you know, you can't just hook up a wooden pipe to these pipes. And yeah. So, basically how it works is I took some of my ideas from my elevator, and I've got this whole frame thing set up. And I discovered that you can, in fact, move, till dirt and crops. And in order to do that, you need the dirt itself attached to a frame and the crop itself attached to a frame. Even though I have those, I believe those are the covers? Yeah, the covers will still let you grab stuff, while the panels which is what's on the back sides and the bottoms, prevent it from grabbing stuff. So it won't pick up this, row of dirt that it's sitting on. It'll only pick up the dirt that's been tilled. So the idea is when these receive a redstone signal, this one should be the push. It pushes them over. That harvest sucks it in. Well, actually, no. It harvests it, which goes into its internal inventory, which triggers this gate, which then sucks it through into the appropriate piping system. So let's see. This is at 16 now. And then when this gets another redstone signal, see, it harvested that. And there it is. It picked up 2 of them. So 2 from that one harvest, 16, 17, 18. So my idea, so I consider this like a typewriter design. It resembles like those old-fashioned typewriters where the spool would go all the way to the end and then back. So the idea of how this is going to work, it's going to get all the way to the end. I'm just giving it a little bit of time. And of course, I'm not going to be manually doing this. So, okay, so we hit the end. Oh, I must have went a little bit too fast for it. Let's do one more here. Or it could have already, grew back. I probably just went too fast for it. But my idea is perhaps I'm going to write a computer program. I'm just going to have to program in the number of blocks in until I can find a better way. I might stick redstone on here and just have like all sorts of, sensors and whatnot. But the easiest way is to just write a computer program that just goes X amount of times. It pulses this one X amount of times, and then when it hits the end, it starts pulsing this one. And it'll like pulse, wait like maybe 2 seconds, 1 second, whatever. Like so, gives it a couple seconds, and then it will go to the next one. So the biggest issue is what you just saw with those spewing out everywhere. The good news is that, well, the main reason I have these walls set up like this, because this is a very claustrophobic narrow space. This is to limit how far these items will spread out when they get broken. And as you noticed, when I hit this and the frame moved, it brought those items in range of the sucker. So I'm just going to have this go 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and just keep going back and forth. And as long as I have, my crops, let me make this daytime. As long as these crops, I've crossbred them so they have a high grow rate, or well, higher than, basic. So it should be able to go through them pretty fast. And this design lets you have a whole bunch of different kind of crops here. Like I can have, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many I want. I can extend this for as long as I want. And with just one crop harvester, I can just keep harvesting all these crops. It'll just keep going back and forth and harvesting them. Harvest them for days. And the reason for these waters is so that, just to make sure that the crops stay hydrated at all times. The last thing I need is for one of these to dry up and the crop itself to just get destroyed. Like, that would suck. And I also have this crop matron here, which just making sure that anytime a block passes within range, going back and forth, it just fertilizes it. Fertilizes it, hydrates it, and just helps it out. But again, when I'm doing the more like the metal blocks, I'm probably gonna have to have dirt here, and then the first row is gonna be the gold ores, second row is gonna be the iron ores, and then it's just gonna be dirt all the way down. The only thing that this design does not allow for is red wheat, because you have to have a light level of about 7, which would probably kill a lot of the other crops. But for, you can always set one up, or a separate auto harvester for red wheat. I mean, only needing 2 as opposed to like 20 or however many different crops there are is, it's a resource saver. So I really like this design. Again, this is just a prototype. Once I have the computer program set up and, I have this implemented on, my fan server set up, then, I'll release that for download. But for now, I hope you guys, you like this idea design. I'm sure it can be improved upon, but I'm actually really happy with it. It works really well. So leave a comment if you enjoyed this, or if you have any suggestions for how I can improve this, or, if you just simply have any questions about how it works, just feel free to ask. And with that, I hope you enjoyed my video. Take care, and I will see you next time.